Director of the Correctional Education Program at Jackson College. I'm so pleased to be here on this beautiful morning to recognize and celebrate the accomplishments of these graduates. Welcome to all of you, and congratulations to the Jackson College and Siena Heights University graduating class of 2026. Graduates, you may be seated. I'd like to start by addressing the graduates briefly. Graduates, achieving a college degree is a true accomplishment. An accomplishment that you're proud of, that you will use to improve your life, and one that you put great time and effort into achieving. Getting your degree did not just happen. You made a choice to go to college. And with this large choice, you made countless smaller choices to support the goal of getting a college degree. You've heard the saying, actions speak louder than words. At some point, you told people you were going to college. It started probably with the MDOC when they first put you on the list for college classes. Being on the list or getting enrolled in a class is not what got you here today. Of course, those things are important. Your success really stems from the fact that you took action. You showed up and you did the work. You showed up for class, you showed up for study groups, you showed up for your college callouts, and you did that semester after semester until you achieved your goal. If you think about it, making choices is important. Supporting the choices with actions make all the difference. Showing up and putting the work in changes everything. It's not just for college, it's for life. And graduates, you are not the only ones who showed up or supported your choice for college. So many made choices and showed up in various ways to ensure that college opportunities were available to you and that you were supported on your academic journey. Director Washington and her education team from Central Office, CPC Mass, Warden Morrison and the JCS staff, Jackson College President Phelan, as well as JC leadership, trustees and faculty, Siena Heights University President Betts, and SHU leadership and faculty, your peers, your family members, and your loved ones. The people and entities are all represented here in some fashion. As you look around, behind you, in front of you, to the side, welcome all of these wonderful people who are here to continue to support you. And I want to welcome all of you and thank you for your ongoing support of our students and our graduates. Your support in improving lives and communities is very important, and it helps so much. Your actions are so much louder than your words. Congratulations, class of 2026. Now it's my pleasure to introduce to you the warden of the G. Robert Cotton Facility, Warden Brian Morrison.
So first of all, let me start by saying congratulations. Second, by saying I recognize that blue gown. I think it hangs in my closet. Third, congratulations and welcome to your family and friends. I know this isn't what you would consider your traditional graduation, but guess what? Nobody cares. You did it. I've never had an interview when I asked somebody, what was your GPA? Where did you go to school? Stepped what I refer to as the beginning headline in the application of life. You write it down, your family has the opportunity to enjoy it with you, but what it steps to get up, go to work, be productive, and provide for people. You just showed everybody that you can do it. Going to school while here is difficult. Going to school while you have a job makes it harder. Guess what? You just did it. Now the next thing of what I refer to as the curveball of life comes towards you. Step towards it, hit the pitch, and just keep going. It's not going to stop. It's not going to get easier. You're going to get out of here and going to move forward, and life is still going to continue to be difficult. But remember today, when you're right, I already did difficult things. I can do hard things, and I'll be just fine. Know that the people that came here to watch you are proud of you. They want to enjoy the benefits of this education and what it'll do for you. So take this, run with it, and make a difference for you, your family, and your community. Congratulations. This is where I pass it off to Mr. Williams.
Good morning, everybody. So I am Kyle Kaminsky. I'm the Offender Success Administrator for the Michigan Department of Corrections. What that basically means is that I get to do the fun job of overseeing programming and educational branch of the department. And I'm here this morning on behalf of Director Washington. Unfortunately, she was not able to make it, but she sends her congratulations and asks that I step in and kind of speak for a minute on her behalf on the part of the department. This is a special morning, but I'm going to be honest, it's a little quiet in there. So I'm going to start out by saying, we've all clapped for the graduates a couple times, and it's well deserved. But graduates, why don't you take a moment to recognize all your friends and family members? It is a big sacrifice, not just on a day like today, but probably a sacrifice the entire time that they were supporting you as you were on your educational journey. And so we're very pleased that you could join us today. We'll do the ceremony here, but you'll also get some time to just sort of enjoy time together and celebrate your graduates. I want to start out with some thank yous, because that's sort of how these events work. First, I want to start out by thanking the entire team here at the Cotton Correctional Facility that makes not only an event like today possible, but really just the ability to have programs like this. It takes a lot of work behind the scenes from a lot of people in uniform, out of uniform, and they all do such a wonderful job to make this possible. So I want to thank Warden Morrison and his entire team for their work. I also want to thank the education staff here at the Cotton Correctional Facility, but statewide. Not only is it a lot of work as we get into graduation season and we're going around doing these events and it's a lot of planning, but the reality is, I suspect maybe some of you had done a little bit of college before you came to prison. Some of you probably had your high school diploma or your equivalency, but I'm willing to bet a few of you hadn't even reached that point when you came to prison. And so your first steps on the educational journey were with teachers within the MDOC. And whether it was here or at another facility, I am pleased to see that those initial steps with them have you sitting before us in caps and gowns today, showing the impact that they have on thousands of lives within our system. I want to thank our partners. We start with Jackson College. I would say our most stalwart partner, certainly our, at the most facilities, longest term. It is a lot of work to support one program, let alone support the number of programs that Jackson College does. So to Ms. Wood, leadership at Jackson College, I'm going to point of privilege. I'm going to also recognize former Senator Phil Hoffman for all of his support of this program over several years. Just thank you very much. On a celebratory but slightly bittersweet note, to our friends at Siena Heights University, and I really do say friends because I will be honest and say I had not really had much contact or any contact with Siena Heights University before this partnership took shape. But to see what has been accomplished, Dr. Betts, Mr. Gornick, Ms. Skidowski, Mr. Grove, and others, you were just a steady presence within higher education space within the Michigan prison system. It is a testament to the very real challenges that exist within higher ed that the university will not be able to continue. But thank you, even as you've gone through what has to have been a very difficult process for never leaving the students here, or tomorrow when we celebrate Cooper Student Pride. I think they were, from our perspective, always very much on the top of your mind, and so I'm very appreciative of that. Friends and family, I'm going to thank you one more time, because it was a trip to get here. You had to come through the process, so I think the facility did a phenomenal job today, making everything go smoothly, but it really does take a lot of support for students to commit to a multi-year program like this and be successful. There were probably some phone calls or some JKs along the way, expressing some doubts on themselves, expressing some doubts on what they got themselves into, but you were there to tell them, no, you need to push through this challenge. You need to push through this bit of resistance and make that commitment to finish this out. To the graduates, first, congratulations. This is a huge thing that you've accomplished. It's something that folks cannot take away from you. You're college graduates from this day forward. Nothing you do will take that away. That is hugely important. So whatever you do with this, know that you've already conquered this challenge. Now I'm gonna say something here, and my team kind of knows this, because I bring this up anytime I get the chance to speak. They don't always let me speak, maybe because of this. But I feel very strongly that you're not done today. And basically, in my mind, you have 3 tasks that you still owe to the broader world as college graduates. Task number 1, you need to continue to learn something new every day. It does not need to be huge, does not need to be profound, but you have to be somebody who looks at the world around you and tries to learn something every day. It could be a fact, but oftentimes it's about learning about somebody else you may encounter. How many of you probably are sitting next to somebody that before you got into this program, you would have looked at them and said, I would have never talked to this guy. I would have never engaged with this guy. He doesn't have experiences that reflect my experiences. He doesn't have wisdom that reflects my wisdom. And yet now you're bonded together through this, and you learn a lot from each other. Just because you're a graduate doesn't mean you get to flip the off switch in terms of learning something every day. You have to continue to do that. On the flip side, you have to teach something every day to somebody around you. Not just your colleagues here. It can be your friends and family. Although don't do it all with them. They may get a little tired of it if you're calling all the time, telling them something they should know. But you should be teaching people around you. Knowledge is not to be kept away from other people. It's to be shared. It's to be explained in a caring and thoughtful way. And so when people approach you and ask a question, or maybe even you just see a window, you have an obligation as college graduates to teach folks, at least one person, one thing every day. Doesn't need to be something that you study necessarily. It could be about yourself. It could be about your experience. It could be about your thoughts. But share that. Don't hide that away from folks. And then the final thing, and this is not an everyday thing, but I do think you all have an obligation, just like all college graduates do. You need to advance sort of our common understanding in some area, in some way. Have an impact. Move us forward as a people. Again, it could be something that you studied that you take another step further. It could be something that you didn't study. It could be something from your experience here. It could be something totally unrelated to your experience here. But the whole idea is we all have to keep moving forward through wisdom, through learning, through exploration, and you are part of that now. You have that obligation as college graduates. So again, congratulations for everything you've done to get you here. But if I see you, I'm going to ask you how you're doing on those 3 things, and 2 of them are daily, so you better be keeping up with them, right? Do not let this be your end point. Obviously, for our Jackson grads, you're probably looking at the guys behind you thinking, oh, I wish I could get into one of those blue gowns. And unfortunately, that's not a possibility at the moment, but trust me that we're working collectively to try to figure out a way to do that. So that if you want to continue your education in a facility like this, you can. But even if that's not a possibility, work with us, let us work with other partners so that you can continue your education as you move on. So again, congratulations, graduates. Job well done.
Well, it truly is an honor to be with you today. I've had the privilege to teach in our program at this facility, and oftentimes I would start class by saying, there's no other place I'd rather be than right here with you. And that's how I feel today as well. Thank you very much for the invitation to bring short remarks. I want to say thank you to the Michigan Department of Corrections, Dr. Washington, Kyle Kaminsky, Heather Gay, Warden Morrison, thank you for your dedication in service. It takes a lot of work to make things happen in a system that may not be designed for systematic use. So I appreciate very much the invitation to be here as a Siena Heights graduate, but also as the Siena Heights representative of our entire community. Our patroness, St. Catherine of Siena, is quoted very famously as saying, "Be who God made you to be, and you will set the world on fire." I believe that's true for each of our graduates, whether it's from Siena Heights or Jackson College. A lesser-known quote by St. Catherine of Siena is, "Love is not idle," meaning it does not sit still. It requires action. It requires tending to. Siena Heights University has and will always love you. As a Siena Heights University graduate, you are compelled to take our mission into the world. You're compelled to take our mission, especially the portion that talks about respecting the dignity of all. You're compelled to take that into the world with love. So, as I introduce our next speaker from Siena Heights University, I want you to remember that. You're being told so many different things today to remember to do. So, please just simply remember to continue to live the mission and to do so in love. So it is my honor to welcome Dr. Sharon Weber, VP of Academic Affairs Emerita status, to the platform and bring you greetings as well. Sister Sharon?
Thank you, Dr. Betts, and thank you to everyone who has made this day come together and be what it is for each of you. It's quite an honor for me to have been asked to be here at your commencement ceremony. I spent time working with the action of Siena to get involved in this back when I was more directly involved in Siena than I am in my emerita status. I come with congratulations and gratitude. I congratulate the graduates for your accomplishments. And I'm grateful to all of those who supported you in your effort. Teachers, family, friends, all who had your back through words of encouragement and prayer. But I also hold deep gratitude for each of the graduates. Grateful that you had the courage to take on the task of learning. And all of us learn throughout our lives. We try something that we think is a good idea. For example, drawing a picture of a bird. But the picture falls way short of what a bird really looks like. So we try again doing something a little differently, and it gets a bit closer, and eventually our efforts produce a bird to our liking. And we have learned something about drawing. But if we take the risk of signing on for an art class, we have allowed a teacher to set our goals and to determine how well we have met them. That takes courage. And not just for art classes, but for a lot of classes. We will learn something about our own drawing skills in that art class, and about how we deal with criticism, and about our skills for building relationships and interacting with others, both teachers and classmates, as we and they critique our work. Learning has the power to change us in many ways, making us more aware of our own talents and weaknesses, of the way in which others are like us and the ways in which they view the world differently, for the skills that others have that we don't. And we develop these learnings about ourselves and our relationships. We're better able to take on the challenge that the mission that Siena Heights shares with each of its students and alums, to apply our competent, purposeful, and ethical behaviors to the building of a world that respects the dignity of all. Perhaps more importantly, we learn more about ourselves, our strengths, and our needs for others to help us in an area where we have shortcomings. We can come to accept that self, to appreciate our gifts and talents as that which makes us unique and uniquely loved by our Creator. Just think for a moment about our cells. The biological cells that make our bodies. Each of us started with a single cell. Shortly after that cell began to replicate, it began to make different cells. Some muscle cells, some skin cells, some brain cells, and many other kinds of cells. Each of us made 1 trillion cells or more. Each of us has that many. And they have unique purposes. Yes, all skin cells have approximately the same purpose, but our very life depends on each cell being about its unique purpose. Maybe we should thank each of them for their work, but that would take us a while. But when each of us becomes aware and grateful for the uniqueness that we have, and are willing to fill and use that unique role in building tomorrow's world with people with other unique talents, it will be a better world. So as your final assignment, I would challenge you to spend some time reflecting on what your learning process has helped you to understand about your gifts and your uniqueness and the potential blessing that your uniqueness brings to you and to the world around you. I know that the Siena Heights students have been a blessing to the staff and the teachers that have worked with you. I know because I've heard it from Sherry Betts, from Mark Roman, from Jim Bornick, from Joe Rebb, Sister Pat McDonald, Jenna Godowski, and Denise Williams have all told me what a blessing each of you can be. And that is not an easy group to impress, let me tell you. May you continue to become ever more deeply aware of the blessing you are and of your ability to share your blessing with the world around you, a world that desperately needs that blessing. Thank you for who you are.
Thank you to all our speakers, Ward Morrison, Mr. Kaminsky, Dr. Britton, Dr. Betts, Dr. Weber. We still have a few left. We're not quite done. We're going to move on to our student speakers now.
Nicely done. Before I introduce our class speakers, I have a few thank yous to give as well. First of all, thank you to Siena Heights University, in particular President Betts. Dr. Betts, thank you for the trust you placed in me and for the steady guidance you provided as I navigated the often treacherous waters of higher education. Your leadership has been our North Star. To the partners at Jackson College, my sincere thanks to Director Wood, Ms. Enrici, Ms. Morgan, Dr. Adams, for your unwavering support of the REP program. In my view, our partners partnership has been a shining example of how two higher education institutions can unite to achieve a collective goal. I truly appreciate everything you do. Success like this does not happen in a vacuum. I want to acknowledge our partners with the Michigan Department of Corrections who were instrumental in building this bridge. Thank you to all the officers and education staff who have assisted us and support our students the past 5 years. In particular, CPC Mask, you are my boots on the ground. Thank you for ensuring our students were enrolled, informed, and most importantly, encouraged. I truly couldn't have done my job without you. From central office staff, I'd like to acknowledge Dr. Toluki, Ms. Evans, Mr. Irwin, Education Manager Gay, and OS Administrator Kaminsky. Fun fact, Ms. Gay used to be my supervisor. And I'm not sure how she carried on after I left, but I think she has a bright future in the Department of Corrections. My DOC friends, thank you for your willingness to solve complex problems, to think boldly, and to trust us as your faithful partner. None of this would be possible without Dr. Washington's keen vision and her confidence she placed in her leadership team. Thank you, Director Washington. This leads me to two people who are truly the heart and soul of our repeat. Ms. Godowski, where are you? Thank you for your relentless attention to detail and your deep commitment to our student success. I'm incredibly fortunate to call you a colleague, a friend, and vital part of what I call the best team ever. Mr. Broman, Mark, you truly embody the spirit of Siena Heights. Your unwavering commitment and your passion for teaching are nothing short of inspiring. Thank you for your support, your humor, and the profound impact you continue to have on every student who walks into the classroom. And now, for the reason I actually came up here, is to introduce our class speakers. We always ask our students to provide an opportunity to be our guest speaker and to give us a testament of their experience. And we had two great candidates this year, so I sought permission to have two guest speakers, and so you will be the beneficiary of these two. So I would like to call to the podium our first guest speaker from Cohort 6, Mr. Richard Strong.
Good morning. First, I would like to congratulate all of the graduates and also thank the friends and family members who have supported us on our educational journey. I also want to thank and pay honor to all the professors, educators, and staff members who have worked hard to guide us toward the goal of earning our college degrees. On December 12, 2012, I was sentenced to life in prison. My spirit was crushed. I spent my first years in prison depressed and confused. In a cell in the hole, I prayed to God to deliver me from prison. In that moment, I felt the peace and the purpose come into my life, and I realized that even in the dark situation I found myself in, that I could still be a light. I decided to stop being a part of the problem, and I started to become a part of the solution. At that moment, I made it my goal to educate myself and help others the best way that I could. In 2016, I began my educational journey by enrolling in Jackson College. I was able to earn associate degrees in liberal arts, general studies, and a certification in public administration and management. I then continued my education by being accepted to Siena Heights University. College has helped me realize that I can achieve any goal that I set for myself if I stay focused and simply apply myself. Higher education has not taught me what to think, but instead it has taught me how to think critically. I have also learned that helping others and being of service is the greatest gift that anyone can truly ever hope to receive. College has prepared me with knowledge on a variety of subjects and the ability to properly apply that knowledge to solve problems. Earning a college degree has taught me the importance of patience, preparation, and process. This will ultimately help me to be successful in society. The college experience has truly transformed my life. I believe that a person's level of success is always equal to their level of exposure. College has exposed me to many different opinions and points of view. The knowledge I have obtained has opened up my mind to challenge the flawed belief system that I once had. It's helped me to transform my mind and to see new opportunities in life. Siena Heights University's former president said for 105 years, Siena Heights University has been a beacon of light in a world sometimes cast in darkness. Siena Heights was founded by the Adrian Dominican sisters in 1919 as St. Joseph College for Women. In 1939, it was renamed Siena Heights College in honor of St. Catherine of Siena, a 14th century Dominican nun. It became co-ed in 1969, and in 1998 it became known as Siena Heights University. Siena Heights is a special university because it addresses the students' mental and spiritual growth and development. The 10 principles of Catholic social teaching address the dignity of the human person, the common good, solidarity, preferential options for the poor, stewardship of creation, with subsidiary in the role of government, participation, rights and responsibilities, economic justice, and peace. My time at Siena Heights has not just taught me to be a better student, but to be a better man. This will help me be a better father, a better brother, son, husband, and member of the community. I plan on establishing a 501c3 nonprofit organization called Transforming Our Streets. We will have a mission where we address the issue of gun violence in the inner city by mentoring at-risk youth. We will hire reformed returning citizens who come from the communities most affected by this epidemic. Our mentors can help at-risk youth by teaching them the lessons we have learned, so hopefully they will not have to travel down the same path that we did. Having a felony conviction can be seen as a scarlet letter against a person, but I hope that by earning a college degree, we will show society that a person can truly change and should not have the sum of their life be determined by their one worst moment. I want to say to all the graduates, know that this is the beginning of a new life, and enter this life as the new and educated person that you have become. The world is full of opportunities, and these opportunities are yours to pursue. Use your degree and the education that you've obtained to make society a better place. And don't let anything, and don't let anyone stop you from reaching your goals. Thank you for your time, and God bless you.
And now it's my pleasure to announce the second speaker for Siena Heights, Mr. Giovanni Casper.
First, I'd like to say thank you to Director Washington, Heather Gay, and Dr. Saluki for providing us with this opportunity to gain our college degrees. A few years ago, I was having a conversation with my son about the importance of higher education. I was trying to convince him to enroll in college after he finished high school, but he claimed he didn't need it because he was already smart enough. So I asked him how much of the world's knowledge he thought he possessed. My teenage son thought about the question for a moment and said 98% of it. Amazed, I began to quiz him about 19th century history and world affairs. He responded, whoa, 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 those questions fall within the 2% I don't know. I couldn't help but laugh at his response because I once felt the same way. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect, developed by psychologists David Dunning and Justin Kruger. It describes how when we know very little about something, we often overestimate how much we really understand. When we started attending Siena Heights, many of us were confident, unyielding in our opinions and beliefs, assured of our talents, certain that we had most things figured out. And then college did what college does best. It humbled us. We thought writing an essay would be easy until Professor Weaver got a hold of our drafts and kindly educated us. We wanted to be financial accountants, like the Ben Affleck movies, until Professor Gaffney showed us accounting was not as action-packed and involved a lot more numbers. We thought group projects would be simple until Professor Roman taught us how to navigate real collaboration. We assumed we could ignore lectures and only read the textbooks until Dr. Williams and Professor Everett gave us firsthand accounts of how government operations affect the economy and provided us with the skills to manage an actual workforce. We believed running a successful business was solely about profit, sales, and revenue until Dr. Rabb grounded us in morality and social ethics. We thought we knew who we were until President Betts challenged us to dream big. Siena Heights didn't teach us what to think. It taught us how to provide reasons and evidence for the things we believe. Siena Heights taught us how to learn. We learned that we can be 100% certain we are correct and be absolutely wrong. We learned that confidence without curiosity is fragile, that being wrong isn't failure, it's feedback, that asking better questions is often more important than having quick answers. We realized memorization is for parents, but the ability to think critically is the trait of a scholar. We discovered that growth begins the moment we admit we don't know the answer. Today, we graduate not as people who know everything, but as people who know how to learn, and that may be the most important lesson of all. Siena Heights taught us that real wisdom isn't about being labeled a genius by our peers. It's about never being afraid to keep learning. Congratulations to class 2015.
Thank you, student speakers, Mr. Jervnak, Mr. Strong, Mr. Casper. I also want to thank Mr. Gornick for his kind words. The Siena Heights University partnership with Jackson College will be greatly missed. And me and my staff, we will miss our friendship not that our friendship will go away, but being able to work so closely with our friends is going to disappear. And we are the model that I feel the MDOC should follow in any opportunity that they have. Now we're moving on to the presentation of credentials. So we will have Dean Britton here, Miss Van Heath over here reading names, and we will do it just like we practiced yesterday. Okay, so Mr. Bullock, will you please lead the way?
Mr. Davon Johnson, Bachelor of Business Administration. Mr. Richard Stauder, Bachelor of Business Administration. Mr. Richard Strong, Bachelor of Business Administration, summa cum laude.
By the power bestowed and invested in me by the state of Michigan and the Board of Trustees of Siena Heights University, it is my honor to confer the Bachelor of Business Administration degree with all of its rights and privileges to the 2026 class of graduates from the Siena Heights Rising Education Program. You may now move your tassel from the right to the left. Congratulations, graduates. Welcome to the list of distinguished alumni from Siena Heights University. We're very proud of you.
Good afternoon. I am Dr. Talupi. I'm an assistant education manager for the department, and I have the pleasure of overseeing our post-secondary programs within the state. Not a week goes by that my supervisor don't say, I love my job. And I love my job because of days like today. So today we want to recognize your achievement, your perseverance, and your transformation. To our graduates, this ceremony is for you. What you have accomplished represents more than academic success. It reflects your perseverance, your accountability, and the decision to invest in your own future. That decision is one of the most powerful choices that a person can make. As an assistant education manager overseeing the college and prison program, I want to say clearly, your achievement matters. It matters to you, it matters to your family, and the broader belief that education can change the direction of someone's life. I also want to take a moment to thank the families who supported you, and you heard that many times today. Your support and encouragement and patience in the belief in your loved ones have played a very important role in helping them achieve this milestone, even if it was from a distance. I also want to extend an appreciation to Warden Morrison and all of his faculty and staff, whose cooperation and support helped make this program possible. Their work helps create a structure and environment in which education can take place, and we need to recognize the importance of that partnership. But today is not only for what you have accomplished, it is also for what comes next. The knowledge, the skills, and the confidence that you have built are tools that you can carry forward, whether it's to continue your education, pursue new opportunities, or set new personal goals. This milestone is a part of a foundation that you can build on. So take pride in what you've done. You've earned it. The time and effort and determination made you successful. And let this moment serve as a reminder that you are capable of growing, continue learning, and continue to move forward. I just want to point out Mr. Casper, if I can put your business in the street. Speaking to my GED students in the back, Mr. Casper came in with no GED. Let him be an example of what you can accomplish. Not only did he get his GED and his associate's degree, he earned his bachelor's degree and was the class speaker for his class. So congratulations to him. So on behalf of the education team, we want to congratulate each of you, and I personally look forward to seeing what's next. So you're active students, you're on deck. So I look forward to coming in and watch you guys graduate. So congratulations to the class of 2000.